Allegedly. Welcome back to the Barely Adequate podcast, where we're not that good at this and you don't have to be either. My name is Joel and I'm your host for this adventure. We have a lot of things have happened. A lot of things have been going on in the wilderness and in the city, and having a lot of fun doing this, guys. This is a lot of fun.
Oh, there's so much has been going on, Joel.
So much. I feel like there's probably so much more to go still.
Oh, so much.
But before we get to that, let me just introduce the players at my table. Wallace, welcome here, Wallace.
Good day, gentlemen.
Hello,
I'm
Beast.
excited for tonight.
Who are you playing, Wallace?
I am playing Kurgan Thunderhowl, a half-orc mooncaller druid.
Ooh.
Mooncaller?
Ooh.
Do you call the moon? What's its number?
Joel Ham. And my animal companion, Greymane.
Moving on.
That's a wolf, of course.
Nick. Hey,
Hello.
what's up, Nick?
Oh, I'm great. How's it going?
I'm doing pretty good, thanks. Who are you playing today, Nick?
If I recall correctly, I am playing Gaius Bainbridge, the Rougarou Cavalier.
Perfect. And your
And what
horse?
about that faithful steed?
Yeah, don't forget
of
about him.
yours?
Yes, and a horse named Rexford.
Rexford. The Rexford Carol. Love him. He's great. My name's Joel. I'm playing Scarlet Carson, the Asmar Inquisitor of Tyrannus. And the last but not least, again, is our GM. We still have to figure out what it's actually called.
That's part of the majesty
I
of
never
my
know.
position.
Yeah. Anyway,
Could be anything.
the guy who tells us what to do and probably fudges half of his rolls, Chris.
Oh, there.
No,
Fudges
sorry.
my
He doesn't
rolls.
fudge rolls. He just fudges the modifiers.
Oh, so weird.
This
Everyone's
guy.
critting Scarlet
This
all
guy.
night. All night.
All night.
As I have previously mentioned, all rolls are done in front of the table. There is no DM screen here. I am sorry that I have offended your honor.
That is okay. My honor has been tarnished, but perhaps tonight you shall have your comeuppance. We shall see.
So, Chris, welcome here anyway.
Why, thank you, Joel. It is excellent to be here. Tonight, it's very exciting, Joel. You know why tonight is exciting?
Why?
Because tonight is the start of part 2 of the campaign.
Part 2
of Act 1.
75?
No, not 75.
Okay.
But it is part 2. We are starting the Devil's Game.
The Devil's Game. Excellent. Well, before we get to that, we're going to do a quick lore drop. Chris, what do we want to talk about today?
Oh, okay. So, getting out of the gates at full speed here. So, starting with part 2, we are going to jump into the myth, the legend, Xeranoth. He is the most fearsome and formidable of all the deities in the Atrothian pantheon, and I'm going to tell you why. Xeranoth is the god of shadows, corruption, deception, forbidden rituals, treachery, space, and conquest. He is known as the Shadowed King, the source of reason, truth speaker, seeker in shadows, the gods unseen, world shaper, and the consuming shade. His symbol, many would call it the unholy symbol, but to him it's just a symbol, is a gaunt spectral hand clutching a black disc. Xeranoth is depicted as a vaguely humanoid man engulfed in a robe-like void of shifting, tendrilless shadows, revealing only his gaunt, grasping hands, devoid of all color, and his head, which, while largely concealed by a hood of all-consuming darkness, appears to be the vastness of the cosmos itself. Often, Xeronoth is depicted wielding an accursed bastard sword, holding a fearsome staff, clutching a black disc, or some combination thereof. Xeronoth is the most powerful of all known deities. Yet despite his great powers, he was once a mortal man, consumed by all of humanity's darkest aspects. A warmongering wizard who sought ever greater heights of knowledge, power, and influence. His efforts would eventually lead him to steal the divine spark from the remains of an ancient deity and harness forgotten magics to force his own divine ascension. His schemes, however, had only just begun, as he turned rival gods against one another and claimed their divine sparks as his own. Xeronoth's great rise to power came when he unleashed the Shadow Nexus, a convergence of realities between the realm of the material plane and Xeronoth's home realm of the Shadow Plane, creating a pathway for his direct manipulation of reality on a cosmic scale, thus beginning the Age of Calamity. As he reshaped reality to his whims, the old gods rallied together in opposition, only to see untold numbers of forgotten gods erased from existence by Xeronoth's reality-severing blade, the Edge of Reason. So vast were his powers that his eventual defeat during the Battle of Gods resulted in his imprisonment within the Shadow Nexus rather than his outright destruction. Now, in the heart of Zirkol, Xeronoth's malign presence slowly seeps from the Shadow Nexus, tainting all Atrothia with his corruption, tempting desperate and despicable souls alike with his dark gifts, and twisting any who feel his presence, all the while weakening the very barriers which keep his corruptive influence at bay. And there you have it, Joel and fellow listeners, Xeronoth. Now, as far as game terms, Xeronoth is a neutral evil greater deity, meaning he is tier 4 in my classification. Domains are darkness, evil, knowledge, magic, trickery, void, and war. And his favorite weapon is the bastard sword.
But whose isn't? Let's be honest.
It's a fun sword to say.
It is a fun sword to say.
Dwarven
The
axes
old
are better.
bastard sword. Well, at this point, I'm going to pass it along to Wallace, who's going to give us a recap of what happened last time. Wallace.
While on the way to Black Tree Hill, a man being assaulted by pit fiends introduced himself as Teller Rhodes. And for rescuing him, the party each was gifted a black coin gilded in Nexusite. After arriving at Black Tree Hill, a perimeter was created and a group of dogs appear being chased by the beast of Black Tree Hill. Kurgan was able to befriend the dogs, and with a fearsome attack, Scarlet felled the beast. After the fight, the mysterious black-robed armor figure who was prowling the area appeared out of the mist, drew his sword ready to attack, but then suddenly disappeared when a piercing wolf howl echoed from deep within the forest. Afterwards, the heroes meet up with blacksmith Willem Bornello to deliver the beast corpse and learn more about Thuvius' disappearance and any possible connection with White Scar, the leader of the Iron Claw clan werebears.
And I, for one, cannot wait and see... man,
White Scar sounds like a true scholar and a gentleman from what I feel is going to be
probably a super nice guy.
like. Super nice guy. I think he's going to be a timid, small fella.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Thanks for the recap, Wallace. And Chris, I hand it over to you.
We find our adventurers in the morning of Davrin the First. It is the first of the month. A new day, a new adventure, a new level.
Woo! Level 7,
And
baby.
He means 2.
Teen.
Level 2.
Okay.
17?
Guess I better D-level my... Hang on. Just give me a couple minutes here.
Check your handwriting there, Joel.
We find ourselves on the 1st of Davrin. Our heroes have rested and recovered after their brutal battle against
That was
the
brutal.
beast of Black Tree
It's
Hill.
brutal for the beast, though, not me.
Their animal associates have started to recover. and the deranged, somewhat incapacitated goblin mascot that they have abducted and continue to parade around town
Okay.
has started to come out of his stupor. They find themselves in Thuvius' house, which they have repurposed as their base of operations for the immediate future. What, my friends, shall you do?
Okay, so I'm gonna do this in character. So where is the goblin right now? Where is the goblin staying with who?
Well, the goblin is in the house with you guys.
We're all in the same house. Is that what? We're
You're-
staying at.
You're all at
crashing
Thuvius'
at
house.
Thuvius'.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, the door's kind of propped up against the wall.
Right. Okay.
The goblin, he was placed in a chair and he was kind of drooling a bit.
Okay.
Maybe even put some sunglasses over him, a
Awesome.
hat on sideways.
Okay.
One of those party blowers in his mouth.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna be honest, guys. I have no idea what to do with this goblin.
Maybe you should just set him free.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Release him
Like
to the wild.
outside of the town, though. Like not here.
Are goblins quite known in this town?
Oh yeah. Typically, people don't like goblins.
But typically not liking them and
Well,
them being
more
there.
often than not, goblins would be exterminated because in Atrothia, goblins are not cute, mischievous fellows. They are typically baseless,
They are mischievous,
terrible creatures.
but also
yes, in a bad,
they will kill off all your crops.
a bad,
and yeah.
unfortunate way.
So, should we go on a side quest and find out where this guy's village is, or do we just? No, we're not doing that. That sounds stupid. Let's release him. That's a good idea.
Day trip out of town and release the
Have
wild
you,
goblin.
and if he comes back, he loves you.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. If he really wants to come, I mean,
Well, you could have taken up Elodie Spirits'
considering
offer
that, too.
To remove Goblin from his languages
See-
and replace it with Aquan.
I don't know.
I mean, then you just got to learn Aquan, and then you're good to go.
okay.
But it sounds less goblin-y, so maybe people will
I think
appreciate
it's
that more.
I think it's more of a catch and release system here right now. He served his purpose, so
Did he? Wait,
I was
he
gonna
served
use
that
him-
before you went partying.
I
with
was
him.
going to use him as bait, but he really became awesome. And Gary the Goblin, I don't want anything bad to happen to him. So, okay, so I'll say, all right, I'll take him out of town and I'll release him.
Sorry, isn't it supposed to be the opposite way? Aren't the prisoners supposed to get Stockholm syndrome with the captors, not the other way around?
Well, usually, but I mean,
A single tear.
it's
falls from
complicated.
Scarlet's face.
It's complicated.
Gerbly the Goblin. No.
I just didn't want any harm to befall him while he was in an incapacitated state.
Well, I mean, if you want a translator, you know where to go.
Yeah, that didn't go according to
Beyond
plan.
the void. Get
Yeah,
your nose
no.
plugs for the incense.
Okay, so I will after.
I'm all down for the catch and release program. Though.
Okay, after breakfast, I will go release this goblin into the wilds again.
Ooh.
I have to go I have to go back to the tree anyway. There's something I want to have a look at.
How much is a water skin?
Like a gold? We'll say a gold.
A gold for a water skin?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you got to make it. You don't just cut out a goat stomach and you got a water skin. Like,
I mean, you can.
there's some
Let's go
stuff
find
you
some
got to
goats.
do to make it work.
You gotta empty out that whole tin of coffee before you can start converting it into a water carrying device.
Okay,
A canteen, not a water skin.
so Scarlet will say to you guys,
Water skin is actually 1 gold in.
And weighs 4 pounds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. See? Why do you even have to look it up? I told you. You were good to go.
So Scarlet will say when she gets up in the morning, she'll say, "My friends, Master Thunderhowl, it's very impressive what you did last night. Got all those dogs to follow you and get over their fear of this creature. That was truly an incredible thing to see.
I think they need some names.
Well, that's
They're outside of town right now, remember?
I know.
They wouldn't come into town with you.
They might have wandered off since we left them overnight.
And Sir Gaius, your bravery far precludes what your order. I don't know much about your order, but I know that you would have brought them much honor in your bravery. So it is to be commended.
Thank you. That was a harrowing fight.
I will report to my superiors, in fact, the order of the Risen Phoenix. What's your order called?
Black Rose.
Crowned Phoenix.
The Crowned Phoenix.
Order of the Crowned Phoenix.
I will report to my superiors that a knight of the Order of the Crowned Phoenix aided me and my order. It will be put into our annals.
Your annals of history.
Yes. Okay, so we have 4 days from now.
So on the morning of the 4th, it is currently the 1st. The morning of the 4th,
Okay.
you have to go meet Willem Bornello.
Okay.
Because just after midnight that night, so it'd be on the 5th, is when the delivery is.
Okay. Well, I got a couple things I'd like to do in town. How about you guys?
I do. Yes, I do too.
But
we should stick together.
I think I was just about to say that we are at least known by some of the pit fiends, so we may.
I consider you a companion, but I will not sleep with you.
That is reassuring to know.
What if you're really cold, though? And, like, the body heat will
That's
save
what
your
his
lives.
wolf is for.
I know, but he's been shaven recently. In an accidental alchemical runoff
Then
tossing
that's
into
what
the
all
street.
the dogs are for.
He just lost all his hair. So, who knows how it's going to happen, though? But
Okay, so on the
I don't know
first
who's
of
doing that. But
Then I die.
today's the first of Davros.
the 1st of Davron.
And we leave on the 4th.
Morning of the 4th is when you got to meet Willem Bornello.
Okay, leave on the 4th of
Yeah.
Davron.
So
Okay.
you got 3 days
Great.
before then.
What do you guys need to get done today?
I want to go and feed my 2 new companions.
Great.
Nice.
I want to buy a water skin for your goblin friend to make sure and create some water for him so he, when we,
The
Very good.
unnamed goblin mascot.
yeah,
Maybe Gary.
when he unceremoniously boot him to the curb.
Yeah. But at least we're sending him with a water skin. That's the right
normally
thing
I
to do.
would make sure, see maybe there's some halfway house we could bring this goblin, but
Yeah, I don't think
I don't think this town's gonna like.
Maybe
that.
we should start one for orphaned goblins.
Well, I mean, you could, drop him off at Elodie Spirit. She was more than willing to
We're
get a
not doing
planter
that.
ready for him.
We're not doing that. She wants to plant him in a planter.
I mean, he might grow. We
I just
know.
don't trust that she's going to be able to maintain this goblin because she is very wacky. And
Wha-
if her experiment goes wrong, she's just going to discard this potted goblin into the streets, and then now we
Wha-
have a goblin running
Who-
around
who
who's going to get himself
discards
murdered
things into the
anyway.
streets?
I know. I just don't trust Elodie with that. So we'll do the catch and release program. I'm okay with that.
Okay, so you gotta get a water skin to release the goblin.
He's scary, the goblin.
At least Gary the goblin.
Okay.
Then we'll ride out to the tree and release him from there, or
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
okay,
And
you can feed his dogs on the way.
yep.
Okay. Any other things on the docket?
Yeah, I've got a couple things. I want to go and speak with my housemaidens
Okay. Yep.
to arrange a program to try and revive this tree.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna get the gardening club on it.
Yes, I would like to.
The gardening club.
You couldn't see it, but I winked when I said that, everybody. So
Is it get a bunch of little old ladies to?
Yes,
with their
that's
prunings?
exactly what it. Yes, yeah, that's exactly what it is.
there was no wink when I said that.
No. So, okay, I don't have a mount. if we're going to be traveling fast, that might be something that I might need help shopping for. Oh, well, we're also going to be traveling in a few days, so maybe getting some mounts is a good idea. Are you a good rider, Master Thunderhowl?
So Willem Bornello, he did not say you needed to get anything. He said we'd discuss all the finer details the morning of.
Okay,
He'd
so
have
then I'm
everything
not
ready
going to worry
for
about that. We should sell all the stuff that we found and distribute our
your wealth amongst you.
Yes.
And I actually kind of want to check out the lumber consortium still.
Okay.
Because we haven't done that yet.
So
What was the connection there again?
That was just one of the leads in trying to find Thuvius.
You know that there was a few places that people have been disappearing from. One of them was the lumber yards. And you know that the lumber consortium is overseen by Chancellor Fitzfervian.
Right, and that's the guy
and
that I want to talk to.
he's the person that people have to talk to if they want to deal with House Harrowwood. Because he's the one that oversees their affairs.
That sounds like we should probably go to the yards and ask around there for about the missing people.
Okay. But also Chancellor Fitz is... because House Harrowwood, we found the tabard of House Harrowwood on the Beast of Misfit.
On
correct?
the Beast of Black Tree Hill, yeah.
Yes.
It was wearing a tattered tabard, leading you to believe that it might have been one of the soldiers.
So we should go visit Chancellor Fitz also, and maybe feel him out too. So, but let's do this. Let's do the morning stuff. Let's go feed the animals. Is it okay if we stop by my house on the way? Or
Sure.
Sure.
Okay.
No problem with that.
Okay, so say it takes maybe 20 minutes or so for you to stop by your house.
okay.
When you do, what are you doing there?
I would like to get two of my house maidens,
Okay,
Melody Wainwright and Alexa Swiftsong,
okay.
who will be tending to the garden.
They don't really say much. They're the silent types.
Yep.
Those two.
Yep.
But they follow you
Okay.
when you tell them of your plan.
Okay.
Which maybe you could tell us all your plan.
Yeah. So I, as a passion for botany,
Passion for botany.
I would very
which
much.
we've seen already.
We have seen it.
Profession botany.
Yes. I would very much like to revive this tree by using. So these house maidens that I have, they are a part. They're essentially acolytes in the order, trying to make their way into full-fledged. We'll get more into the order and how it operates, but they are apprentices, if you will, and so initiates. A part of their apprenticeship program is tending to the gardens of full-fledged members, and so that's kind of what they're doing right now. And they're essentially just my house maidens. I mean, they don't make beds or anything like that, but they're mostly just there for this purpose. So I, Scarlet, would like to try and revive this tree, but there is a process to that, and it's going to require daily care and
that is true. So
fertilization
as we mentioned previously, it is a very rare tree. Clearly, House Harrowwood probably would have had someone looking after this tree because it is a representation of their family's strength. But it looks like it's been largely abandoned for over a year and a half.
Okay.
So it is not in good condition. The type of tree it is, it's an ironwood tree. They're from the regions controlled by the Cordian people.
Right.
And they're very rugged and tough trees. But as they start to die, they start to kind of like petrify almost. So with some profession botanies, it would be possible to start to revive this tree so it can grow again.
So
that is definitely doable.
Can I use my survival skills to help out?
Survival would help if you want to do that, but it will require daily checks to do. So I don't know if you want to devote your time to doing that every day, or if that's something you want the initiates to handle.
Yeah,
but we'll find out.
For the first couple days, I would be
my
involved.
odd little helping hand.
For sure. Okay, so you collect some of your initiates from the from your house that you're staying in. Your house, not Thuvius's house.
Correct, yes.
Scarlet does live here, unlike everybody else. So then after that, you make your way to a couple nearby shops. You end up selling some of the stuff you've acquired and purchasing a few minor goods, as well as getting a bag of coins each. One of the goods being the water skin that Kurgan was looking for. And then you make your way to Black Tree Hill. So as you approach, you find that there's nothing kind of out of the ordinary. However, there are a pair of wild dogs that appear to be feasting on a rabbit.
My 2 dogs.
They are, yeah. You recognize them instantly.
I'm going to greet them. I don't know how a hand animal greeting check would be.
Sure. Let's get a wild empathy.
I'm trying to remember wild empathy.
It'll be your level plus charisma bonus plus 20-sided dice.
12.
Okay, so they seem quite receptive, and it looks like they're offering you some of their kill this morning.
I'm going to say no thanks. I've eaten. But I brought you something.
Oh, their tongues are lolling about. They look very happy, panting.
I'm going to scratch you behind the ear.
Okay, you do so.
And feed them.
Oh, they enjoy
But
themselves.
if they get a little
Nippy.
or they get a little protective of the food, I'm going to scold them for that. I don't
Okay,
want
give me a handle animal. Let's see you do what you can to try and domesticate
7.
these animals, or maybe not domesticate, but take the wild out of them just a little bit. A 7.
Yep.
You get nipped on your hand, but you think you got the point across when you bite one of them in response.
And I'm going to make sure they know not to go near town because
These are your outside town dogs, not like
well, we'll say if
Great Mate, who's an inside town
if
dog.
I train them up,
He's saying we're replaceable with his animals.
Yes. Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Okay, after another
Bitter
couple
smelling.
minutes, you find yourselves at Black Tree Hill.
Okay.
So the goblin Gary Blinn, whatever you want to call him,
Yeah.
he's starting to wake up a bit, but he's still quite groggy, moaning and groaning, less drooling though,
Okay.
and his pupils aren't so dilated anymore.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna
So when you get to the tree,
Oh.
the 2 initiates they get to work,
Okay.
starting to help revive this tree.
And how proficient are they? Are they
I would say that they're the same as you, but 4 less.
okay. Okay. So they obviously know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing. Not as good as you, but they know what they're doing. So I'll take. You can give me a profession botanist, and then I'll take. They're also going to roll, and you can add. You treat them like they're aiding. So as long as they get 10, you get to add 2 to your roll.
So I'll
for each
roll
one.
the aids first.
So let's see their aids first.
Success and fail.
Okay, so when you do your result, add 2.
Okay. Yeah, I would want to be directly involved at least
And,
for the first couple days.
Kurgan, you can do a knowledge nature or survival. I would take either one, but knowledge nature is going to be to -2, and survival is going to be to -4 because they are less suited to this task
nature.
than profession botany. Okay,
18.
okay, and what did you get, Scarlet?
I got a 12.
A 12. That's with your +2.
Yeah, I didn't roll very good on this
Okay.
one.
So I would say that working as a group, you managed to start to breathe a little bit of life into this
Okay,
tree.
great. It's a
But
weird tree. I haven't learned it yet.
It's
So
probably going to be a few weeks before it's
no problem.
flourishing again.
No problem.
Before it's flourishing.
As these things take time.
They do take time.
So Scarlet would also, as a part of this, this is kind of like, you guys would notice this is kind of ritualistic to her. Like this seems it's trained almost, where the acolytes act in a certain way. There's some canticles that are recited, and so Scarlet would actually like to go and find a piece of wood, a big enough piece of wood that she can write on.
Like from a normal tree?
Yeah, a normal tree, just something, a piece of deadfall. She wouldn't want to kill off a tree or anything, but...
So you'd have to go towards the Mist Vale for that.
Okay, how far would I have to go for that? Or I'll ask Kurgan.
Couple
Kurgan
minutes.
would be able to find me something. So I would ask Master Thunderhowl, would you be able to bring me a piece of deadfall back that I can perhaps inscribe on?
Are you gonna set your dogs on the task? Okay, you can give me 3 handle animals. The first one and the second one, those will be for your dogs. The third one will be for Greymane. We'll see who comes back with the best piece
9,
of deadfall.
18, 12.
And but did you add your +4 bonus for?
+2.
It's 4 for your animal companion.
Oh, 9.
Like it's 4 higher than your normal result.
9, 18, 16.
9, 18, and 16. Okay, so after about 2 minutes, the dogs come back, the 2 dogs and the wolf. And the smaller of the 2 dogs, the one that looks a little more like the runt, it comes back with a huge branch.
Okay.
Big old branch. The other 2, they're nice looking, but that other one, like if it ran through a gate, it would fall because both sides would get caught on the gate.
Okay. It's not really what I was looking for.
I know.
So I'll be like, thank you, puppies, but okay, I'll go look myself. So I will go and try to find.
Okay, you.
So I'm gonna tell
me
you,
a survival
you should have
check
been more
when you go.
descriptive to them.
Oh, my bad. I don't talk to dogs often. So I will go find something to write on.
Okay, you do.
Okay. And
Well,
so
so it takes you 10 minutes though.
yeah, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
So she would
And
come back.
you're just kind of walking along the edge of the mistville.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
You don't. If you go
I
in,
don't want to go in.
it gets dangerous. Okay.
So
Might never come out.
she wants to make an inscription, and so she's going to write on this piece of wood. The avenging angel's acolytes returned life to the dead. By his grace, this place has been cleansed and consecrated so that life may flourish once more. This tree should not have to pay penance for the misdeeds of others. We are his cultivators, and the stalk has been cut so new life may grow. And she's just going to leave it at that.
Do you have knowledge religion?
I do, in fact.
Give me a roll with that statement before this mighty ironwood tree.
That was a natural 20 for a 27.
Oh, so as you raise your inscription and say a few words, a prayer to the god Tyrannus, the god who he himself wielded a pair of blades wrought from the ironwood trees of the Cordian wilds. The clouds part a little bit,
Ooh.
and a beam of golden light comes striking down, illuminating your surroundings. And as it does, ever so briefly, you notice the clouds above you start to darken, with this single beam of golden light still shining towards the tree.
Cool.
And as the clouds darken, you hear the thrumming energy forming above you as thunder starts to crack, and a single bolt of lightning crashes down from the sky above you, knocking one of the branches of this tree to the ground.
Oh my goodness.
And as you look at it, you notice that this branch of this ironwood tree has all the life breathed back into it
What?
and is perfectly suited to forge a weapon.
Oh my goodness. The gods have literally spoken to me. And so she'll go and pick up this piece of ironwood.
Okay, so you grab this ironwood branch, and it's quite heavy. It's about 20 pounds.
Okay.
But you think a fine smith should be able to
I
work
happen
this.
to know one.
Should be able to work this.
Woo! And what are the
Because
properties?
as you know, ironwood, it is wood, but it is like steel. As far as if you want to know game terms, it's
Yeah.
equivalent to cold iron, but it's made of wood.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And it's a great weapon for the hippies known as druids.
Yeah, bunch of nerds. But he's got a cool great axe now, so
that I just took off.
I would
Of
for
a 15?
sure want to. This is literally a call from my God to.
Well, when you roll that good,
That's what I'm saying, and I appreciate that.
Just so you all know that lore was already established. And I don't
awesome.
think Joel knew that.
I didn't know that.
Even though it was his character, I think he would have forgotten by now. It was a very obscure moment when it
I'll
happened.
put that in the loot sheet. Ironwood branch.
Ironwood branch.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, when you roll like that, holy moly,
Okay,
I dig that.
sick.
I
well,
dig
thank you.
that.
I appreciate that.
Well, don't thank me. I don't just give things away. You got to earn them at this table.
Fair enough.
And that, you wrote a speech and everything. That was
did, right?
awesome.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Well done.
Thank you.
Okay, so do you guys...
We'll get that engraved. I will get that engraved. I'll get Willem to engrave it in something.
okay.
Maybe a piece of this if he can use it. But because it won't last, the inscription that I made. But we'll get a better one made.
Okay. Okay, so where to next? You guys have accomplished your couple tasks.
Well, we have to release the goblin.
You put the goblin down by the tree
So
with the water skin on his belly.
while they're taking the tree, obviously the goblin would be in the way if he's near the tree. So I would have kept him in the shade of the tree, but off to the side, so he's not in the way.
Okay.
And I would be taking care of him, tending to him. Since
Sounds
he's
good.
still recovering.
You do so.
We also have to go speak to the sheriff.
Well, have to is a strong
Well,
word.
no, because
But it sure could be a good idea.
we got to go talk to Captain Hosk because there is currently there's a travel ban to the tree because of the beast.
Yes.
So if we might be able to lift that travel ban now because of that. And I need to get my friends here need to be able to travel out here without me. So
All right, that's sound and reasonable.
Well, I mean, maybe that we know this beast is gone. Maybe they might list a travel ban.
Exactly.
well, that's what I mean. We
Yeah.
got to go talk to Hosk and let him know that we took care of it.
Okay, so you leave the goblin in the shadow of the tree with the
Is-
water skin.
Before we leave the goblin, is
Lap.
he all together?
Yeah, it looks like within the next 30 minutes to an hour he'll be back to his usual self.
Okay.
But not so emaciated and starving as before. You guys, when you took him to the bar, everyone was paying for food and drink for him. So he's definitely got a big full belly now.
If he comes back, that's okay. It's just we need to give him the choice.
Did you cast brand on him?
Well, I can't. It only lasts for a couple days.
Oh, okay. At least you know.
What about Arcane Mark? Do I have that?
That is Arcane Mark is permanent. I don't know. Is it? Did you take it? Is it a spell you know?
That is not a Inquisitor spell.
I did not think so. But now we know for sure.
But we can maybe get maybe we could get one. No, we're not going to brand this goblin. We'll know which one it is. It's Gary.
So are we?
Old Gary.
Are we at the tree for a few minutes? Hour? 2 hours?
Oh, I'd say you're at the tree for a good half hour.
Yeah.
Good half hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good half hour. So he had to find his little thing to write his holy words on and do his nice prayer, and yeah, I would say so.
Okay. Would I be able to if assuming that the goblin is aware enough, would I be able to try and sway his opinion of us in the meantime?
While he's in his stupor and can't really move, but enough there that you think he can understand you?
Yeah. I'll try to communicate with him.
I'm going to give you a penalty, but I'll let you do a diplomacy check.
Okay.
Let me see what it is. Let's see what that. You might pull the Joel here. A bolt of lightning from the sky might resolve it for you.
Well, that's a once in a lifetime occurrence right there. But I did roll high with a 17, which brings me up to a 24.
Okay, that is
Even
pretty
with
good.
a -4.
So I'm going to say.
Sorry, the -4 would be it's a flat
So
20.
it's a 20. Okay, I'm going to say that the goblin. He seems pretty indifferent to you guys now. He's not outright hostile like before.
Okay.
Not even unfriendly. Just regular old indifferent.
That's great parting terms.
It's great party terms indeed.
With the goblin.
We've spent way too much time with this goblin.
Or not enough.
Or
We
not
don't-
enough.
One
Who
of the
knows?
two.
Gary the Goblin was going to return. Let him go and see if he comes back, right?
Okay, so
I'm
you
gonna make
guys
sure I'm gonna create some fresh water for him in his
water
skin.
skin? Sounds good. Okay, so with that, you leave the goblin to his business, and your initiates come back with you. They head back to the house. So where are you going next? Are you going to go see Willem Bornello next? Are you going to go see Fitzfervian?
We need to go
Or
see
are you going to
Willem.
go see the Captain Hosk Oryx?
Let's go see Willem.
Or any number of other people.
I want to give Willem some time to craft the sword for me, if that's okay with you guys.
Yeah.
I think
it would be.
Kurgan wanted to go talk to him about a bow anyways, if I recall. Okay, so you go see Willem Bornello. So you come around in the morning, and you hear the clanging from down the street, and you see the fire, the smoke coming out of the top of his forge. And as you approach, you see Willem Bornello hammering away, building something.
And
Massive. He's hammering away, making a massive, massive hammer.
didn't we have to pass Spear's place on the way here?
No, you don't have to, depending on the way you go.
We'll still go see her. Don't worry.
Well, I just gotta make sure that we avoid any.
Yeah, stay
Alchemical
out of
runoff?
a wide berth.
She might be getting rid of.
Should we get some caution tape to put around her area?
We all know she would probably just keep throwing alchemical stuff at it.
That's-
Maybe
yeah.
it'll turn alive and start strangling people.
That's true,
Think of what the damage you could do by doing that.
man.
You monster.
Really
Scarlet.
wish I wasn't playing this character in this campaign.
No, Scarlet's great. Scarlet's great. Okay, so you see Willem
New
hammering
monster.
away. It looks like he's making a large-sized warhammer.
New monster
Wonder who
idea
that's
right,
And
right
the
there. strangling
head of
tape.
the hammer is made to look like the head of a bear.
Sick. I wonder who that's
He's
for.
hammering away on this thing. Holding it up with one hand every once in a while, looking at it.
So we'll
Back in, hammering
Is he,
away again.
Is he like shirtless?
No, he's got his big apron on.
Yeah,
but
but-
he's got his big apron on. He's got his big gloves. He's got his big breeches. But he's not wearing a shirt under
for
his
sure.
apron. And it's just thick sweater of hair.
Yes.
From all of his arms and his chest. And there's big spots missing where slag has hit his arms and burned right off. And his beard has a few spots where it's got too close and it's been singed. He's a working man
So
with a sweet tooth, but
we'll
not everyone knows that.
we do.
Well, you do.
And he likes fine teas.
He does. He's actually quite a host.
So we'll approach.
So as you do, he says, "Oh, it's the new heroes in town. Long time no see. Just give me a minute. I got to finish this piece."
I'll nod.
Keeps hammering away for a few minutes,
That's impressive.
quenches it, and puts it aside. And so he comes back. He says, "Yeah, it's for an upcoming order I've got. So what brings you by?"
I would like to procure some of your services.
"Oh, what do you got?
So,
Want to make something custom?
yeah, in fact, I
I got a variety of materials to choose from."
well, funny you mentioned that. I happen to have this, and so she'll pull out the. Yes, guys.
Nope. Just got to get it out there. Scarlet's about to give him wood.
She's gonna lay down the wood.
So I had to interrupt.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. So I will. I'll produce the beautiful branch of ironwood, and say,
As soon as you pull that thing out, he starts stroking his beard and staring at it as you continue.
and I will bring it, and I'll reverently hand it to him and say, "This was a gift to me from my god. Is there anything
What?
the hands of a master can do with it?"
Well, I don't know anything about gift from the gods, but it is hard to find ironwood around here. I mean, that old ironwood tree's been dying for the last year and a half, so I mean, we haven't seen good ingots come out of that thing in a long time. It's been so long since I've worked ironwood. And he looks at it. moves it about and looks at the various edges and pieces and says, but you know what I could do with this? I could make a fine two-handed blade.
That would be excellent.
Or
Go on.
I could make a shield.
A two-handed blade would be more my speed.
He nods and says, okay. Anything in particular you want it to look like?
Yes.
I could stick with my usual theme.
A great sword, if possible.
Oh, I like that.
So, I would. She would explain to him, like she would show him the sword of her order, which is like a slender. It's a slender.
So he looks
greatsword.
at it and it's like it's kind of like a great sword that is lighter, but still still a fearsome size. Single edge on it rather than two, and a bit more stylized handle, sticking with like kind of a rose,
like specifically a black rose motif.
Okay. So he looks and he says, I could do something with this. I could make this work. And he says, in fact, the curvature of these branches would do well to simulate the stem of the rose and the thorns. And I could work this part into the petals. And he's like, oh. So he keeps stroking his beard. He says, I can do it. And you know what? I can probably have it done for you by the end of the day.
At the end of the day.
As long as you don't mind picking it up a little later.
I will wait as long as needed.
Now, there is going to be some leftover material from this. If you want, I can make it into something like a belt buckle. Or something else small.
Yeah. That would be excellent.
Not enough to make a weapon, but I could make a nice piece from it still.
A cross?
I could make a
holy symbol.
I can make you a holy symbol.
That would be
to your god.
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome. That's cool.
So he nods. He says, "Okay, I'll have that made for you tonight."
And I will.
It'll probably be by sundown.
Tell me the cost, and I will pay it. No problem.
So he says, "Well, depending on what you want done, like if you want this to be imbued with magical power,
I can't afford that.
It would be more expensive.
Just like in game terms, it'd be. I'm just looking for a masterwork. Because a masterwork greatsword can be upgraded later, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, because I would want to keep this weapon.
Yeah, he says, you know what? You can always, if you want me to imbue some magic power into it later, you just bring it back.
Okay. Yeah. Then that's what I want.
Okay. So he nods and he says, since you got the material, we'll call it 200 gold.
That is more than fair.
He's like, okay, great. You can pay me when you come back, and I'll throw in the holy symbol for you, too.
Oh, thank you, Willem.
He gives a nod.
I'll be in your debt. Cool!
Okay, so
that's
with
awesome.
That, he takes the branch, and he immediately gets to work with it.
Okay.
Puts the whole thing into his forge. Starts to heat it up.
That's awesome. Okay.
And you see him, he starts to select a few grips and a few sets of tongs and different hammers, and he looks like he's getting ready while it's heating up.
Cool.
There's no issue having a blacksmith as your buddy.
No. No, not at all.
Okay, so where's the two next?
Well, I did my thing. Where do you guys want to go?
I suggest we check out the lumber mill first before we go and speak to its master.
Okay.
Okay.
That sounds good.
Okay, so you all would know where the lumber mill is. You probably passed it a whole bunch. So primarily they move everything by river. That's where the bulk of the stuff, it comes down from the forest, from the edge of the Mistveil, and then they bring it through the front of town, and then they put it on the river to bring it and sell it elsewhere. So the actual camp is a little bit outside of town, past the high road. So it's past the Caldecroft Manor, past the castle.
No, we should have done that before we came in.
But the lumber, it was farther out than where you guys have gone. Like, it's a couple hours out of town.
I guess what
There's also the lumber camp, like the actual mill part that's in the town, that where they take all of their refined,
Are the missing people
wood.
from the mill or were they from the camp?
Both.
Both? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll start off with the mill then.
Yeah.
Because the camp, basically, they do the logging and they make basic, tubes
and
of
then-
wood.
Yeah, and then they
Basic stock, and then they bring it
bring the
into
planks
town,
in, yeah.
and then that's where they make planks in the town,
So
and then from
Canadians
there they
can
sell it or
ride them
ship
on
it.
the river. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Boy goes burling down and down right water. That's how old we are, by the way.
The log riders learn.
I don't think they can copyright infringe us for that. It's the CBC anyway.
Okay, so you're making your way to the
Lumber mill.
the mill that's inside the town. So doesn't take you too long, about 20 minutes or so. You get there, and there's a pair of city guards out front, watching people come and go. You also notice a lot of people seem to be employed at this mill. Tons of people walking around, and as you approach, looking as you do, one of the guards stops you. He says, "What brings you by? What's your business here?"
Hello, I am Guy Bainbridge, and we are here to investigate the disappearances of some of your laborers.
So he looks around. He's like, "Do you have a badge?"
No, I don't.
I don't think you work for the guard then. And then he kind of waves you away. He's like, "So off you go."
We don't have a writ, right?
Well, we have a writ of passage for the tree,
Yeah,
but that's about it. Like, we do have something signed by Captain Hosk, but is this a part of our investigation, or is it just a general investigation that this is?
Well, we
what we're here
suspected
for?
that we had heard that these disappearances were related to the one at Black Tree.
Well, yeah, we
Black Tree Hill,
kind of
right?
figured. Okay,
well, Captain Hosk told you that he didn't think this was related.
oh,
He thought it was related to the Beast of Black Tree Hill.
Oh,
When you brought that up, he said, "No, I don't think those are related," and that's why he gave you the writ,
Okay.
so you can investigate the hill.
okay.
Right.
But other people have said otherwise. But you can understand this guy's reaction if
No,
that's-
for sure. I'm just trying to think of how I would handle this. Then, does this matter enough to Scarlet to push the issue, or?
Well, we don't really have. We only have rumors to go off of. So
Yeah.
Maybe leave that for now.
Okay. Okay. Then I'll follow suit and. Yeah. Okay.
But it does make me suspicious that this guy is.
It does make me suspicious as well.
keeping suspicious characters out of the lumber mill. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy so suspicious.
He's the most suspicious. We are pillars.
Because you
of the
all
community.
totally look like lumber workers.
Was it my armor that gave me away?
I literally.
And your banner does not represent House Harrowwood. So
I literally just
obviously
chopped
you
off a
guys
tree.
should go here.
Okay, so let's go see Captain Hosk then.
Okay.
We'll find guards that actually like us. Never mind this. Screw this guy.
So you make your way to see Captain Hosk. And as you do, as you get to the front desk, you see a familiar face.
Is it our buddy?
It's your buddy. Guy who you still haven't gotten his name. But standing at the desk.
What's his name?
Who, the guard?
Yeah.
Well,
He's,
you can always ask him.
You could ask him.
Okay.
Yeah, you
I'm
could
gonna-
ask him.
Hey, buddy, what's your name? Sorry, we didn't ask last time. What's your name?
My name is
So abrupt.
Mandrill Marks.
Mandrill.
Mandrill Marks.
Imagine us standing outside of the place for like 3 minutes. Do you remember the guy's name? I don't think we asked.
I don't think we asked. Okay, I'll just ask. Mandrill. I'm Scarlet. I don't know if we've officially met, but nice.
Yeah, I know who you are.
Nice to
I
meet
almost
you.
arrested you.
You did almost. Thank you for not. Is the captain in?
Hey, how'd the translation go with that really useful guy?
It was an interesting experience.
It probably went as well as you'd expected it to.
God, well, I'm sure it went great. I mean, I had lots of work to do. That's why I couldn't go
Yeah,
with you
of course.
to go see him. But
course.
I've heard he's very reliable, though. Whenever I've had to send other people there.
Is the captain in?
Well, he gets results.
He gives a chuckle and he says, "Yeah, the captain's in. Why you got something?
Yeah, we
Something
have
interesting happen?
something to report.
Any more goblins?
Nope.
Stuffed away in that bag of yours?
Nope. Not this time.
Not a goblin.
Okay,
per
so
se.
he says, "Okay, you come with me, follow me." So he walks you through the hall and he knocks on the door. Cap,
I imagine it's got to start smelling by now.
Yeah, for real.
Cap. Those heroes are here to see you.
So I don't want to be a hero.
Oh,
That's
he
what I think.
kind of says it like sarcastically.
Is this guy giving us the gears, or is he?
He
like-
always kind of gives you the gears
Okay,
as you're here.
okay.
He did just take you right to see the captain.
That's
when you
true.
asked,
Okay,
though.
okay.
This he has to deal with pit fiends all day. Of
Yeah,
course, he's
okay,
giving you the
okay.
gears. So door. So you hear the voice from in. Oh, you let them in. I'm sure they got something important. Guy opens the door. He's there. You go.
Thank you.
It's all
Thanks,
yours.
Mandrill.
Closes the door behind you. He's like, no problem. See you around. So he walks off.
Your receptionist needs an attitude adjust. No, I'm just kidding.
That wasn't the receptionist. He was just near the front.
That was the beak. Do you get it?
Yeah. Bruce Key is
Yeah.
the receptionist. Bruce Key.
Okay, Bruce Key. I like that.
Old Bruce
I
Key.
like that. Okay.
So the captain's sitting at his familiar desk. He looks as weary as ever, and he says, "Oh, what brings you by?"
Well, we had an encounter during our investigation at Black Tree Hill.
Who died?
Well,
So-
we think it was somebody from House Harrowwood. We slayed the beast of Black Tree Hill.
So he kind of narrows his gaze, furrows his brow, and he says, "You killed the beast.
We killed it.
Well, we killed some kind of beast.
We
at
killed
Black Tree
a
Hill.
beast.
What it look like?
Uh,
You got the corpse?
We did.
Oh, what?
Do you need it? We can get it back.
Willem Bornello
Oh,
currently
Okay.
has the beast.
got it. Nah, that's okay. Can you describe it?
It was a Festrog?
Festrog?
It was a Festrog.
That makes sense. That makes sense. It must have been huge.
It was big.
Oh, okay.
It,
So that must be what's been prowling the Mistwood then. The Festrogs. Oh, so you see him, he pulls out a quill and he starts writing some stuff down.
It was
It's like, oh, that's just what I need.
it was a
Festrogs on the
formidable opponent.
Festrogs running around uncontrolled. Ugh.
Are there multiple beasts that you know of?
He shakes his head and he says, No. The beast has been prowling around Black Tree Hill, but I've been hearing reports of creatures prowling the Mistwood that have never been there, disturbing its natural balance, driving wild dogs and things like that out of the Mistwood that normally stay there.
That would track with what we know of the
we
Festrog.
encountered wild dogs being driven out of the Mistwood by this Festrog that we slayed. So
So it sounds like the beast was a particularly formidable and fearsome Festrog. And the packs roving around must be packs of Festrog. Well, that's just great. Gonna have to send a warning to the lumber camp.
The
Be on the lookout.
something interesting about the corpse was it was wearing a tattered tabard of House Harrowwood.
Do you have the tabard?
We do.
Can I have it?
Yeah.
yeah, I'll pull. Actually, I think I left it on Rexford. So I'll go get it. Be right back.
He nods. He comes back in about a minute. What are you guys doing while he's gone?
So how are things?
And so he looks around at the piles and stacks of papers on his desk and he's like, I guess it's okay.
Yeah, good.
Pit fiends are his nuisance, as always.
Yeah, we've.
He kind of motions to all the papers when he says it.
Do you have to like fill out a report for every pit fiend like attack, or
Before the pit fiends really started expanding their ranks, they were just a small gang. It's getting out of hand.
what caused them to?
I wish I knew. Only thing I can think is they suddenly got more successful, started seeing a steady cash flow come in, and that allowed them to swell their ranks.
Where is that cash flow coming from? Is it from external merchants or?
So he shakes his head and he says, "No, I know it's multiple sources, but the one that's really been affecting things has been their flesh trade. I still haven't been able to pin down too much about the specifics, but I think that's what's really bringing in a lot of their funds right now."
I'm going to be honest with you, Captain Hosko Orcs. I have a vested interest in helping to stop that slave trade.
I'd imagine, belonging to your order, you would.
You've heard of my order.
He nods. Let's just say that I think this town could use a nice garden.
I agree. And I'll nod at him knowingly. And so that kind of gives her a little bit of like a confidence boost. It's like, okay, maybe I do have a little bit of support in my mission here, and that's good. That's good news.
So after that, I imagine Kurgan you have Greymane with you still?
Oh,
So of course, you got the same warning. You get a citation if he misbehaves, and then you bring him in. And I imagine while they're talking with various hidden messages and winks and innuendos, you're in the middle of petting Greymane. Who's a good boy?
scratching his chin.
On the jowls. Maybe he licks you, you lick him.
Yeah.
You know, stuff
While
like
they're
that.
going, maybe I like curl in the corner with him and
Have a sit. Okay, and at this point, Gaius comes in.
And here's the tabard.
So he takes it from you and he puts it close to his face and takes a big sniff. Oh, that's Festrog, all right. Oh, I'd recognize that smell anywhere. I haven't seen a Festrog in got to be at least over a decade. Not since my adventuring days.
What can you tell us about the foul creatures?
Oh, Festrogs. Problem with Festrogs is not only can certain powerful necromancers create them, they can spawn all on their own if they're too close to powerful negative energies and necromantic energies. So that means if we got a pack of Festrogs, either there's some kind of necromantic presence at work here, or we got a necromancer in town, or prowling the Mistvale. Either way, doesn't mean good things.
We did see a figure that didn't engage
Go on.
us. Figure in black, dressed in black, humanoid sized, in plate armor, I believe.
So he nods and he says, that's not the first time I've heard about them appearing. I've heard stories from Dame Satsuki Nobura about a familiar looking, or a figure matching that description, dispatching some bandits. I've also had reports from the lumber camps up north of the same figure being spotted, and even some in town. To be honest, I don't know what they're doing. So far, they've apparently killed some bandits and been prowling around, trespassing.
Do you have men on this investigation, or is all of your people
I
power?
have my resources elsewhere right now.
I
So
figured,
far, they
yeah.
haven't done anything
I figured.
worth me putting resources on.
So the potential Festrog infestation.
Infestrogation.
Be in everyone's best interest if it was culled or removed entirely, wouldn't it?
So he nods and says, "Yeah, but I think that's a little bit outside your weight class right now. Festrog packs I've seen, there's never less than 4 And
We
they
had a
can
hard
be
enough time.
30 or more. So I think it might be a little too dangerous for you to do that. But if you see any more, feel free to take care of them.
I find these things.
If you see 4 or more, best run away.
Yeah, that's probably good.
I find these things very disturbing, and I would definitely wouldn't object to eliminating them wherever I can.
They're a scourge
You know, it's-
on the beautiful Mist Vale.
That they are. But the Mistvale has its own protectors.
Such as Dame Natsura Nobuki. I totally messed that up.
Totally butchered
Hang
that.
on, let me get my notes here.
You got Dame right.
Dame Satsuki Nobura, which,
Oh
by
my
the
God.
way,
It's such a good name.
Joel's a big
Satsuki
fan.
Nobura.
I'm a big fan of Satsuki Nobura. She's great.
He says, well, I got a few meetings I'm going to have to make now. I'll have to set one up with Fitz, because he's got to know about this.
May I join you? Or is that state business?
What, you need to talk to Fitz?
What did I actually need from him? I don't think I thought it was, I think maybe I just wanted to do the tabard thing, right?
I think that's what you said you wanted to do originally.
Yeah, I don't know why. Why did I write down I want to talk to him?
You wanted to inquire about the tabard with him.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, no, that is fine. It's fine. We're okay.
Okay, you know, he's a busy guy. I don't want to disturb him, but
Right.
this I think is going to be worth it. But I'll keep you in the loop, though.
Yeah.
If I find anything out.
And if you discover anything else about more of the Festrogs, let us know. We can
you know, it's
try to respond to that. As I realize you're short resources, you can utilize us on that front.
you nuts. Well, is there anything else? If not, I got to get back to work.
I don't believe so. Thank you for your time.
He gives a nod and waves towards the door, motioning for you to leave. Okay, as you make your way out, you see a familiar face. Gives you a wave. Mandrill Marks. So how was Cap?
Cheery as ever.
Yeah, probably.
Let's see if we can round up some more of those pit fiends for you. Better get your coin purse ready. Mandrill.
Come up to the desk. Got your reward for everyone you bring in.
Yeah,
Alive. Unless it's
Of
self-defense.
course, of course.
Of course.
If you hear any good rumors, actionable rumors about them, if you could be so kind as to let us know.
Oh, in fact, if you got any actionable rumors about some of the more expensive ones, even, make sure you let us know about those ones.
Oh, we got teams looking for those guys. Don't worry. But if I see anyone worthy of you heroes, I'll let you know. And he looks back at one of the other guys, and they both let loose a bit of a chuckle.
So, I'll, okay, yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay, so what are your plans for the rest of the day?
I'm just
So
gonna
with-
hang tight.
Yeah. Just gonna hang tight.
Well, I gotta go see. I just want to see how my plants did at hunting rats.
Okay, so you're gonna head to go see Matthias Ansem, Chainbreaker's Tavern, and
Yeah.
get some food and some drink in you. Maybe celebrate your victory over the beast.
Yeah.
Are you going to? Oh, that was one thing I was going to mention. Hosk, he would have told you that he's going to lift the ban on Black Tree Hill, but he's going to warn people to stay away from the Mistvale.
Okay.
So, are you guys going to go do a little bit of a celebration?
Yep.
Let everyone know we killed the beast. Get some rounds.
Well, I'm not gonna do that, but I will accompany them to the bar.
Okay, so you make your way to the bar, and as you do, you find the place is pretty bustling as always. You're greeted by Matthias Ansem. He gives you a wave and he says, "Oh, I got a table in the back for you if you want it."
Thank you, Matthias.
And as you guys take your seats, he walks over to the bar and he disappears for a moment. He comes back and he's got a big tray of food, and he puts down an assortment of food he knows you guys have been enjoying, some drink for everybody, and then he puts down a big old bone with some meat on it on a little plate and puts it down in front of Gray Mean.
That's awesome.
He says, "I saved that special last night."
He's welcome here now. Aw, your service
Hey, what do we
dog.
say?
He's munching on that bone.
I heard like a little.
Okay, so as you guys are sitting, he gets to talking. He says, "So I hear you guys have been busy around town." And before you say anything, let me tell you, my rat problem is gone at the brewery.
Is that quick, eh?
It is incredible. I mean, one of the new guys, lost a finger because he got a little too close, but it was his fault. He was warned to stay away. But the rats, they're gone.
That's amazing.
And I don't know if you know, but they actually move around.
I did not.
Yeah, I don't know.
How?
You told me they were stationary, but they weren't where I left them.
I didn't realize that. I apologize.
Oh, that's okay. They don't seem to move much, but they can definitely move slowly.
That's awesome.
I think they drag themselves around. But there's not a rat anywhere to be found. Brewery's best it's ever been.
How big are these creatures?
They're like the size of like a house plant. Like if someone has like a big house plant,
eating all the rats, they got bigger.
Oh, he's like, no, I think they're about the same size. They're thicker than before.
Can I go in and see them?
Oh, you see, yeah, sure. You can go in.
Just want to take some notes. That's all.
Okay, so you do. When you go in, they look like they've probably increased by maybe 20% in their mass, but they're the same height.
Okay.
So they're bulking up. In fact, the one that kind of looks like a snake,
Yeah.
it's looking more like a big muscly arm now.
Oh, cool.
It's got like a big bicep halfway in its body.
Yeah, I just want to make notes and catalog, what's
for
happening.
sure.
So,
Yeah. No, it's pretty impressive.
can I? So I'll go back and say, can I still leave them with you, or should I remove them?
Oh no, you can leave them. That's great.
Okay.
They're doing a great job there.
Awesome.
Yeah. No. So, what's been happening? I heard you were investigating the beast of Black Tree Hill. So, what'd you find? What is it? Everyone's saying it's a werebear, but it could be anything.
It was not a werebear.
Oh, so you saw it? What did it look like?
We dispatched it.
You did?
Well, we dispatched something.
So he asked for a description.
So I would just give him a description.
Okay, so he's got a big smile on his face. He says, "Oh, everyone is going to be excited about this. The beast is finally dead.
Allegedly.
It's been keeping people on their toes, anyone that has to go nearby."
It's hard. You better be. I mean, I would like to be optimistic about it as well, but we cannot guarantee that this was the beast
He nods.
of Black Tree Hill.
We'll see. If there's no more sightings, I bet that'll be the end of it.
We killed a beast at Black Tree Hill.
Oh, impressive. Well, you know what? I think this is worthy of celebration.
Food and drinks is already on the house.
Tonight, make sure you come back. I'm going to crack out the good stuff for you tonight. And you can even bring a couple friends if you want.
These are my friends.
Well, then bring them. But make sure you come back tonight. I got something
All right.
special in mind
All
for
right.
you. I'll bring in something special for you.
You're right. You got it.
All right. Appreciate the generosity.
Okay. So you guys stay and enjoy yourselves for a while. And as it starts to get a little bit later in the day, you decide to head out as the sun is starting to set and head to go see Willem Bornello.
Yes. I have an Amazon package to pick up.
When you arrive, you notice his forge is smoldering down and the fires have started to burn down. And he is in the midst of polishing something. And as you approach, he lights up and he gives a wave and he says, "Oh, Scarlet! Hope you brought your coin purse, because I am done."
It's a miracle. It's amazing the skills that you have, Willem.
He gives a nod.
Can't wait to see what you have come up with.
So he produces for you a sword in a scabbard, magnificent looking handle and crossguard, fitting seamlessly into the highly decorative and elaborate scabbard that he produced.
Man.
And he also, on a simple cord, simple fabric, simple leather cord, he has a magnificent looking, blackish colored holy symbol of Tyrannus
Oh, cool.
that he hands towards you. And you'll notice the swords on it. His swords are normally stylized to kind of resemble two halves of like a angel wings.
Mm-hmm.
So the swords are stylized. They still are the same, but they have a rose and thorn motif
That's cool.
arcing along the top of the wings.
Oh, I love that.
So he hands it to you. He say, "There you go. I thought that might suit your tastes." And then he holds the sword out to you.
And so
Why don't you give her a swing?
she'll pause. Scarlet would pause a second, and she's just kind of looking at this holy symbol. And this is truly like the first time where she has been gifted something of her own deity. Tyrannus isn't a massive deity in here, so
No, he's one of the lesser deities.
yeah. And so this is very touching to her that he would do this. So she gently puts it away and she receives the sword and pulls the scabbard off and gives it a little flourish.
So as you pull it out, it starts to crackle,
Oh man.
and as the blade is removed from the scabbard, you hear what sounds like the crack of thunder.
Okay. Does she feel like magic flowing through this, or is
You don't think so? You think it's been designed
Oh,
to
man.
purposely create that sound
That's awesome.
as you draw the blade.
Okay. And it feels good, I'm guessing. It feels
It does. It does. So for your reference, this blade that he made you, anytime you draw it and make an intimidate check in that round, gives you a +2 to demoralize people.
That's awesome.
And that's assuming you're using that scabbard with that sword.
So
Because of the imagery it evokes when
amazing.
it's drawn.
That's some foreshadowing right there.
And the blade itself,
That item goes in group loot. We selling it, right?
the blade itself, he says that blade is forged expertly, if I do say so myself, of ironwood. It's a material favored by many accordion warrior, and it has a number of unique qualities, making it particularly deadly when destroying weaker constructed objects and when battling creatures such as demons and fae.
So she's just like in awe of this sword right now.
So for
This is-
for gameplay purposes, so this weapon has a quality called cold iron damage,
okay.
and it counts as cold iron for the purposes of overcoming DR, damage reduction, and attacks made with the weapon bypass hardness of 10 or less.
Whoa.
So against any generic iron weapon, this thing can bypass hardness. If it's magical, it's now higher than 10, so it wouldn't be able to. But things like wood construction, stone construction that's been slightly magically enhanced, things like that, it's like
So she could
like
literally
butter.
chop down trees with this thing
You
with
could
no
slice
issue.
trees down with this sword.
That's awesome.
It's no adamantine, but it is impressive.
Well, she is in awe of this sword.
And he says, it was a pleasure to work with ironwood again. So as I said before, 200 gold is all I'll take as the fee.
So she would she think it would offend him to give him more?
You don't think so?
Okay,
You don't
because
think
she would
so?
definitely want a tip, so she's going to give him 250 gold.
Oh, he says, thank you. I know just what to spend this on.
Fresh tea?
Yeah, I've had my eye on some really good stuff that was a little expensive, imported from Yokaigen.
Is that enough?
wait.
I'd be happy to pay more.
No, that's plenty.
So she
That's
says,
plenty.
Thank
You guys can come over for tea, actually, if you...
tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow night. Come over for tea.
That sounds like a good time.
You nuts? Because, of course, big, burly, gruff blacksmith invites you for tea. Tea and dainties. He's a man who knows what he likes. And he don't care what other people thinks.
Does it have an engraving on it of a name or anything?
The blade?
Yeah.
No, the blade, it does not.
Okay.
No.
Okay. I might have to, at some point, come back once I've decided to name it.
Oh, he says after it's earned a name, bring it back.
Exactly.
And I'll engrave it for all to see.
Okay, perfect.
Back scratcher.
After all, it is accordion blade. It is not something that is simply given. A name is something that's earned.
Back scratcher?
The back scratcher?
Friend's lair.
Friend slayer. So, the sun has started to set. And as you say your goodbyes to Willem and start to make your way back towards Chainbreaker's Tavern, you notice something unusual. Smoke coming from the direction you're heading. And as you pick up your pace...
Not the usual fireplace smoke we would typically see?
No, a far stronger and darker smoke.
Oh my.
With the smell of burning at an incredible pace.
Pit fiends.
We will hasten our steps.
You continue to approach, and as you make great haste toward Chainbreaker's Tavern, you see a raging inferno in the distance, thick black smoke coming from the building, and heading towards you, laughing and staring at their work with glee, 6 pit fiend thugs.
Fun.
Chainbreakers is on fire?
Chainbreakers is on fire. A small crowd is gathered outside, screaming for help, pointing, "He's still inside! He's still inside!" And the pit fiends laugh with glee as they turn and see you. Smiles on their faces and skizzers in hand. What has happened at Chainbreaker's Tavern? Is Chainbreaker Matthias Ansem okay? Who is trapped inside the building? Have these pit fiends been the ones that caused the fire? Will Scarlet's new blade, a gift from the god Tyrannus himself, she claims, earn a name? All this and more next week on Barely Adequate, where we aren't that good at this, and you don't have to be either. Either.
Poor Matthias.
Burning down the house.